Alright, so I do have to apologize because, look, I was doing episode reviews of this thing, but then, my Sundays got consumed by NFL football, and then basketball came. Basketball just got back, but, basically my Sundays were consumed by NFL, and by the time Sunday Night Football was over, I was way too tired to do anything as far as House of Dragon went, so I decided to wait till the end of the season, and now I took a little while to get to the end of the season, but I'm finally here, guys, and I'm ready to do my review. So without further ado, here's my review of House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, Season 1. However you want to phrase it. Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones. Whatever, here's the review. Hey guys, it's your guy in the chair here, and look, this is my spoiler-filled review of House of the Dragon Season 1, so look, simply put, if you haven't seen House of the Dragon Season 1, please go watch that and come back, or look, at this point, I'm sure everybody but me has seen it. I've seen it now, but I'm really late to the whole review thing, and it's Friday, so I know people have seen the episode by now, or the entire season, but either way, if you haven't seen it, please do watch it because it's incredible television from start to finish. This was a great season 1, a great setup to the Dance of the Dragons that people have just been absolutely anxiously waiting for, and this is just a great setup. And look, I'm just ready to talk about this entire season, so here we go. Alright, so when I left off in my episode reviews, Rhaenyra and Daemon went into the city and went to that brothel or that orgy or whatever when Rhaenyra was still young, and they were almost hooked up, but then, they ended up not because Daemon backed out, and then it became a big rumor that they did anyways, and then, Rhaenyra and Allison started to get that line drawn between them because Allison wasn't sure if she could believe Rhaenyra or not, and Rhaenyra was getting that reputation of just sleeping with her uncle and just being whoever and whatever she wants. And so I'm kind of just going to go from there. The only thing you need to know prior to that is basically Rhaenyra and Allison grew up as childhood best friends. Otto Hightower, who was the right hand of the king, decided that Allison needed to marry off to the king after his wife died from a C-section. That was very, very visually just horrible to sit through. That was very painful. I don't know why I had to sit through that. And then we had to sit through a whole birthing. Oh my God, HBO scarred me. I'm talking Rhaenyra's birth in the finale when Rhaenyra had to have her baby. That was just very scarring. But anyway, back to the prior. So basically, all you need to know is that Allison got married off to Viserys, which was Rhaenyra's dad, the king. And then, of course, they're best friends. That's going to make things awkward. That's just going to draw a line between them. Rhaenyra, however, was named the heir to the king. The heir to the king, and she's supposed to sit upon the Iron Throne once he is passed. But of course, the only reason she was named that is because he had never had a son until Alicent birthed Aegon and Aemon, and he had 2 sons at that point. Now, push to episode 4 and beyond. We pick up where after these rumors were swirling about Daemon and Rhaenyra, the guy that she actually slept with, Sir Christian, who became just a big crybaby afterwards, essentially was just getting upset because Rhaenyra had to be married off to the Valyrian fleet, or the Valyrian Hendrix, her son. I don't remember his name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. So she had to be married off to him, Sir Christian, and the king's son's boyfriend or whatever who he was sleeping with ended up confronting him at the party about they need to protect each other's secrets. Sir Christian went crazy, and ever since then he's hated Rhaenyra and just despised her ever since. Time jump, we move on to them being a lot older, and now Allison has her 2 sons. Rhaenyra is married to the Valyrian guy. I don't know what that kid's name is, but the Valyrian guy's son, and they're just living off in Dragonstone. Now, granted, while Rhaenyra was married, she of course is not sleeping with the guy's son. She's sleeping with this other knight, and her sons are clearly not the same blood. But of course, everybody has to ignore that because she's the heir to the Iron Throne, and she's the king's daughter. That's true. Was it treason? Yeah, it's treason if you say anything like that. So beyond that, of course, we pick up where Allison is just having to deal with that. She's growing tired of Rhaenyra just being able to do whatever she wants, and then they have moments to where they want to get back to their friendship. They're trying, but of course Viserys is very old. He's very dead. Basically, in the last 2 episodes he's shown, he's basically a walking corpse at this point. But he's dying, and then after this fact that he actually dies, then we hear about he tells Alicent the fact that the Song of Ice and Fire, which he was really supposed to tell to Rainier, that whole thing, he tells it to Allison, and she thinks the Aegon that he is talking about is hers, and she has to appoint him as king. Noting that there was already a plan in place after Viserys died to put Aegon on the throne either way. That was all up to Otto Hightower. They were going to backdoor Rhaenyra either way. Now we have the Dance of the Dragons because this is a fight for the Iron Throne. And honestly, it was going to be very peaceful up until the finale where, Aemond? Yeah, Aemond's dragon just absolutely killed Rhaenyra's kid and his dragon, and now there's no talking. There's no peace. There's no treaties. There's nothing. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do. It's over. That kid fucked up, and it's time to go to war. And ladies and gentlemen, look, I hope that was a really good summary because I did the best I could. That's just a lot of events to go over, but essentially, look, that was the best season of Game of Thrones I've seen in a very long time. Honestly, that was better than, season 6 is some of the best TV I've ever seen in my life. So I'm not going to say it was better than that, but season 7 and damn sure season 8, no, House of the Dragon toppled that. This was just a great setup in general. This was first of all, this is great world building or world detailing since this story has already been created, but this is a great way to set everything up. This is a great way to introduce the characters. The time jumps, personally, for me, did not bother me as much as it did other people, as much as I saw it. Other people have said they had problems with the time jumps, they didn't really have time to settle with these characters. It didn't bother me as much as I thought it would, because honestly, I once we get to the older Rhaenyra and Allison and we start to get into their story and how their kids are acting with each other, and how Rhaenyra's just still doing whatever she wants, and how people are still holding grudges over the past and things like that, you honestly start to forget about the young ones in some manner, because they're older, and now you're trying to figure out what they're going to do, as they're older. So the time jumps didn't really bother me. It honestly developed the characters in an even better way, in my opinion. We honestly got to know these characters right before they go to war, right before everything's about to just hit the fucking fan, man. And honestly, look, shout out to specifically Matt Smith as Daemon Targaryen, because that dude was the absolute star of this show. Every time he was on screen, he stole the spotlight. He was the reason to be watching House of the Dragon every night, to be tuned in. I mean, this man wanted to make sure everybody forgets that he's in Morbius, and my friend, I don't even consider you a part of that movie. It's just Jared Leto's dumbass, because you, my friend, you are a part of this Game of Thrones universe now, and you are probably one of the best characters, or will be one of the best characters by the end of this thing. And look, man, I'm just honestly speechless. This season was just everything you could everything you could really ask for from a Game of Thrones season itself, man. This was everything you wanted it to be. This everything you needed it to be. And honestly, man, I'm just ready for more. The season just left you speechless. First of all, Rhaenyra's face at the very end, like I said, there's no more talking. It's done. We don't need to talk anymore. There's nothing we can say to each other. That Iron Throne is either mine or it's going to be yours. But either way, somebody's dying over it. And honestly, I'm ready for it. I'm on the Black Queen side, of course. Rhaenyra is the person that we bent the knee to in the beginning of the series, or at least if you didn't, I did. That's the way I watch TV. Whoever is presented to me as the protagonist, or whoever we're supposed to be following from the beginning, that's whose team I'm on, and unless they give me a big reason not to, Rhaenyra has not at this point. I am on the Black Queen side. Granted, I'll say this, and this is a credit to the character development in the show. I feel bad for Allison. I do, because she didn't ask for this. She didn't ask to be thrown in the middle of this, and there's nothing she can do about it, because these are her children. She has to stand by her children, and her dad is just a jackass. Her dad, granted, he's a wonderful character. He's a great character. He's supposed to be a jackass, but I hate him so much, and he's really just doing his job, so I can't fault him for that. But I really just feel bad for Allison, because she didn't ask for any of this. She was literally given to the king. That's what happened to women in these times. They're just, whoever wants to be married off to who, shit just happens. The women don't really have a say in it. And Rhaenyra, and I feel like that's why she has such a vendetta against Rhaenyra, because Rhaenyra didn't want to just be married off. She didn't want to just follow the rules like everyone else had to. She wanted to do whatever she wanted, and that was a problem for Allison. So I understand completely where she's coming from, absolutely. But no, I'm on Rhaenyra's side. Sorry, Allison, because your kids are dickheads. And honestly, I will say this, as Aemond, as much as that was a big fuck up for you, man, honestly, you were a great character. He was the better of the two sons. I mean, I didn't like Aegon that much, and I can't lie though. Rhaenyra's kid, the older one, I'm not good with names, but the older son, of Rhaenyra's, I'm actually curious to see how he avenges his brother's death. I'm really curious to see how that's gonna happen. I hope he gets a lot stronger. I hope he gets all training from Daemon. That's the only person he needs to talk to. I hope there's a Daemon and Sir Christian showdown, and Sir Christian just gets I hope he gets his head cut off, and like his tongue too. Just the most gruesome death possible, because Sir Christian deserves it. Hate Sir Christian, he's such a crybaby. But look, overall, guys, this was an incredible start to what I think will be one of the most epic things on television that we have seen ever. Like, this next season is going to have groundbreaking battle scenes. You thought the Battle of the Bastards was insane? Look, we got dragons going to war, and most of these dragons have not gone to war, but clearly you've seen it firsthand. Once the writers can no longer control their dragons, it's a no-holds-bar battle up there in the skies, and I cannot wait to see how this thing plays out. Everything more than likely will burn to the ground like Rainier did not want it to, but like I said, that face, oh, that face she made. There's nothing you can do about it, guys, and all hell's about to break loose, and I am so excited for it. But look, that's my review of Game of Thrones, guys, House of Dragons Season 1, however you want to put it. But look, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of it. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and so much more. Guys, this is your guy in the chair. More content coming to you soon.